Hello and thank you so much for clicking on my video. If you haven't met me before, my name is Vicky. I'm a qualified teacher and a tutor of almost 5 years at the time of recording. So today I'm going to do a little mini masterclass to give you a taste of what my online courses look like if you're not sure whether they are for you. So we're going to have a look at AQA paper 2 question 3 today. This is only going to be around a 5-minute video, so this is a quick crash course on what to expect and what you're being assessed on. So let's get into it. So the question we're going to have a go at answering is, how does the writer use language to describe what is socially acceptable during lockdown? Now, question wise, you will almost get the entirely the same question. So how does the writer use language to describe, and then the topic changes for each individual bit. So we are going to look at an article from Mail Online. Usually you will be given a broadsheet newspaper article, but in this case I've chosen a tabloid one because this particular tabloid one is written in the style of a broadsheet, really. So it's still the same standard of the sort of thing you'd be getting in the exam. This is written by William Hanson, who is an etiquette expert who tells you the social do's and don'ts in life. So let's have a read of the first section then. Don't forget, we still have to keep those we have over at a distance. I've been trying to distance myself socially from various friends my whole life, so the last 12 months have been a blessing in disguise. Make sure you are suitably spaced out from those visiting from other households. You may be paying careful attention to the rules and personal hygiene, but you still don't know where they've been. Keep playing it safe. Yes, some of your guests may have had the vaccine, but probably only the first dose. They can still carry the virus and you can still pick it up. My top tip for this is to actually think about answering the question. So how does the writer use language to describe what is socially acceptable in lockdown? So he is using language to advise, to explain, to create a relationship with the reader, to get them on side so they follow his opinions. So I want you to think about the actual, what is the language device doing, or language devices, or what is the writer actually trying to do before you do your feature spotting. So your feature spotting is where you look for your metaphors, similes, direct stress, etc., your language devices. So now I've thought about that, I'm going to look for some language devices. So I really like that there's various bits of humour here, so that's something that I'm going to note down. We've got this metaphor for blessing in disguise. He is using imperatives as well, so make sure you. He's also using a few different examples of direct address by using the second person pronoun. So that's something we can write down as well. I really like this bit at the end of paragraph 2. You still don't know where they've been. This is quite a colloquial term. So that means chatty. There we go. So that's something that we would say in day-to-day conversation, and something to sort of like take the mick out of somebody, like, oh, put them down, you don't know where they've been. So I think that is a really, really nice choice that Hanson makes here in order to put his readership at ease and to get them on side. Let's have a look at the next section. So do you need to provide food and drink? Much like the rest of us, our hosting muscles will have gone a bit flabby over the last year. Even once consummate hosts may have forgotten the basics of entertaining. Yes, you can provide a full bon vivant buffet with alfresco manchettes if you wish, but why make things complicated? Support a local restaurant and order the food. Not only will you save yourself a lot of stress in the kitchen, but you'll rack up kudos. Right, so once again, we've got this idea of this shared understanding, this making it sound like it's a community, using first person pronouns such as us to include himself in the people that are potentially struggling, which is a really clever way to get your audience on side, to make them take your advice. He's using rhetorical questions to engage us, and he's using imperatives such as support a local restaurant as well, which is really beautifully done. So how do we put this into practice? So to start off with, I've made my point, but my point is actually being specific in terms of why Hanson is choosing to do something. So Hanson uses language to convey advice to his audience by implementing humour to gain his readers' trust. I'm then embedding my quotation. You still don't know where they have been. The use of direct address, so now I'm labelling, I'm talking about my methods here, allows Hanson to create a relationship with the reader, which helps to persuade them of Hanson's point of view. So the whole reason Hanson is writing is because he wants people to behave in the same way as him, because he's an etiquette expert. It's all about behaving well. Additionally, by using a colloquial term, so that's something which is quite chatty, as we mentioned earlier, Hanson is able to make his writing appear like a conversation between two friends, therefore putting the readership at ease and encouraging trust. By doing so, Hanson is able to persuade the readers to follow his advice in a subtle manner. So by the end of that analysis, I'm linking it back up to the question. I'm being very, very specific as to what Hanson is doing, but more specifically why he's doing it, what the effect is on his readers, and I'm talking about writers' intentions as well, which is really important. I hope you've enjoyed this video and it's been informative. As I say, go onto my website, which is tutorson.learnworlds.com. Don't put www at the start. And you can find out about all my online courses, both free and paid. Thank you very much for sticking with me for almost 7 minutes now, and I hope this helps you with your AQA GCSE.